Hello YouTube. Just before we get into this game, I wanted to point out I did hit 100 subscribers just recently, so I want to thank you guys, for doing your thing, subscribing to my channel and all that jazz. And I should have a 100 subscriber coming out relatively soon. Hopefully I'll be doing some giveaways, but I can't promise that that'll be super soon. Just kind of in the near future, so keep that in mind. Fingers crossed. Not sure what I'm going to give away, but maybe a Mewtwo. Don't quote me on it, but it's what I'm hoping. So this is the second game between Kevin on the left and Ty on the right in the Arkansas State Championships. Top 8, I believe. And Kevin's going first in this one. He lost the first game. And he's just going to collect her out. We see that he grabs a Mewtwo, a Regigigas, and he's looking for a third card. He's probably hesitant on the Tornadus, but Tornadus isn't bad now because Ty's starting Lone Zekrom, and Zekrom definitely isn't a great starter for Ty, but he goes ahead and grabs another Mewtwo. So, kind of looks like, just based on my guess at this point, that Kevin's game plan would be to start using Regigigas initially and then promote the Mewtwo War after his Gigas gets KO'd. He's going to be able to Force Breath the Gigas, and we'll see if he has another energy. And he's going to pass. So, not quite as strong a first turn as we'd like to see from Kevin, but still, Ty starting with the Lone Zekrom by itself puts Kevin in a decent position. So, we'll see what Ty grabs. He's going to grab a Dynamo off the dual ball, and he actually had double heads, which Ty is pretty good at, I'm not going to lie. But, I'm not saying anything about Ty as a player. Or maybe, did he only hit single heads? Because he only had single heads, and he's just searching. So there's a heads, and looks like, I think the symbol's actually tails, so he's probably just going to grab out another Dynamo. Oh, Thunderous. I was wrong. Oh, he's got a level ball. There we go. So with the level ball, guessing he'll grab a Dynamo. Yeah. So Ty's hands, dwindling down now, and I'm thinking he's probably got some sort of draw supporter to refresh. I'm also curious to see if he has the switch, because he did grab out Thunderous. He's going to Junk Arm a Lightning and his Smeargle and get another Dynamo off another level ball. And now I'm pretty sure that he's going to Juniper just based on him dropping his hand. Oh, he's got an Oak. So, still pretty darn good. Dropping his hand to like nothing. And he's going to get 6 new cards with an Oak. So, really nice turn out the gate for him. I think it's interesting he didn't attach that energy though, just because, I understand the goal of wanting to go for the energy in the discard pile, but just a little surprising in the fact that, you're bold enough. I guess he wasn't expecting to charge you, so, I guess to an extent it really doesn't matter, but it's just interesting to kind of see that play. The outrage is for 20, and we're going into Kevin's turn now. He's going to drop the Sky Arrow, which maybe helps Ty a little bit, but not especially. We also see the Mewtwo in Ty's hand, which, I'm sure will become an issue later. As Kevin drops his own Mewtwo and Ponce. He only drops one of the 2 Mewtwo he grabbed, though, which, in this format, part of me feels like if you're going to drop Mewtwo, you might as well drop multiple, just because the one's going to be KO'd easily, and it's nice to have the response to that KO. But I can see the hesitance. Now Kevin has the DCE. He's going to be able to catch her up a Dynamo. The catcher's really nice there. Not only are you knocking out a Dynamo, but you're getting around Zekrom, who could just outrage you back. You don't have the Eviolite yet, and it's a little more damage, and you want Regigigas to take this early in the game. So Kevin takes first prize. And Ty's looking what to promote. Doesn't really matter aside from Zekrom. Everything has free retreat except for that. Under bridge, the 2 Dynamos have free retreat normally. And, Ty might want to try getting a Bolt Strike off. He junk arms a DCE though, which, suggests that the other stuff in his hand is really good. DCEs are so important in this matchup. And really just in this meta, the DCE and the Mewtwo, just kind of a ridiculous combo. But he's going to grab out that eel with the junk armed level ball. And so that's the second junk arm we've seen Ty burn. And now he should be able to, well, he gets the pawn off first, but after that he should be able to Dynamotor. And I think one of the reasons he actually junk armed that DC, as we recall, I did mention that he had the Mewtwo in his hand, and you really don't want to get rid of that Mewtwo even more than that DCE. You can use Mewtwo without DCE. It's kind of hard to use DC without Mewtwo. I guess there's Zekrom EX, but the main draw of DCE is Mewtwo. So he's got the Dynamotor when he needs it. He's going to play his third junk arm for another level ball. So Ty's really putting a lot of emphasis on getting set up, and I think part of the thinking behind this is that it's okay for him to burn his resources now. He knows Kevin's already benched a Mewtwo. He also knows Kevin's playstyle very well. And I feel like right now he's predicting Kevin to start this Mewtwo War right after that Regigigas is knocked out. If he can get the Bolt Strike on it now, if he can put pressure on Gigas now, then it stands to reason that he should be in a pretty good spot for this Mewtwo War and all that stuff. There's a plus power from Kevin, and that's a little confusing just in the sense that, if you just drop the energy at this point, you could easily knock out anything on Ty's side of the field. Maybe he's going for the catcher and Giga Power, but he could be going for the Giga Power and avoiding the attachment to KO the Zekrom. So there are some things I could understand. He might also be dropping his hand. But he's going to Collector out for 2 Mewtwo and a Shaman. And it looks like he might be thinking about engaging in a Mewtwo War already, or taking a prize with Mewtwo. I'm not exactly sure though. It's kind of an interesting pickle. He benches a second Mewtwo. And he's just going to Giga Power because he didn't have the extra energy, I guess, in his hand, which is kind of rough. And now, what does Ty play? Unfortunately, he doesn't have an extra basic. Otherwise, he could have just attached and double Dynamotored to his own active Thundurus. So now he kind of just needs another attacker. I think he actually hit a regular Zekrom off of that Sages that he just played. As he kind of checks it meticulously. This is a sped up video, so Ty and Kevin's movements aren't that spastic. I think this is at 1 1/4 times speed, just so, it's a little more manageable to narrate and more watchable for you guys. I know some of these longer videos are not as desirable. He's going to be able to 2 energy and plus power. I think those were his Dynamotors, but he might have a 3rd energy in hand. But I guess he gets KO. Maybe that... Oh, this is Zekrom EX, I think. Maybe he Glint and Clawed. I'm a little confused on how that was KO, but we're just gonna have to continue. I'm sure Ty or Kevin will comment in the or leave a comment on how that worked or what I missed there. I wasn't actually watching this game at the time, so this is actually the first time I've seen this footage, but let's keep going. Kevin's going to drop an N. He also got the DCE and Eviolite on his Mewtwo. This puts him in a good position just in that Ty's wasted a good number of junk arms. He's at 3 right now. I know he's played at least 2 dual ball, so his ability to search out his Mewtwo is a little limited now. He did have one in hand. Kevin didn't know that, but it really hurts Ty if he doesn't get the draw support or to get Mewtwo out. And we're just going to see an X-Ball here. So, coming to Ty's turn, got the question of how do you want to proceed? Doesn't seem like he has the Mewtwo to respond. He does have something that's got a lot of glare on it. Could be the other Zekrom. Right now, I'm in a position where I believe that Ty's active is a regular Zekrom, and that Pokemon he just benched is Zekrom EX, just based on the fact that he's doing combat math, which suggests that he's trying to figure out outrage damage. And he's going to be able to Dynamotor. And alright, so he's just going to outrage back. So that's a good chunk of damage on the Mewtwo. But at the same time, you would have liked to have seen maybe kind of the heroic Mewtwo KO, but could Ty respond? It's questionable and it's complicated, so maybe this was the better play. He's going to Juniper away a Celebi and a Grass Energy. See a Junk Arm, we see an Eviolite and a Plus Power. So some good stuff in Kevin's hand. So you see they kind of look through to see how many Junk Arms Kevin's played. I'm not entirely sure what Kevin's strategy is here. He's got an easy KO on the active, but then his Mewtwo's liable to get revenged fairly easily. So the answer seems to be to target the EX Pokemon in the field, which is the Zekrom EX. It's on the bench and it's only got 2 energy, so you can't really X-Ball it for all that much. 80 damage is solid, but it'll probably be able to revenge you with either a Strong Volt or a Glinting Claw or something. I think you need heads on the Glinting Claw, but it's definitely doable. But he's just going to take the conservative prize there. Ty's going to promote his Thundurus. He's going to Dual Ball. Looked like a double tails. And I think that was actually just a flip of frustration. Ty really doesn't have junk arms to play. He should have the lightning energies he needs. But I think he's going to be stingy with his attachments just to minimize the amount of damage done by bolt strikes. He's going to level ball and fail his search. Could have been looking for a shaman, could have just been looking to see what his situation with Mewtwo's and his Deckers. Oh, no, he's grabbing a Tyrogue with it. So there's some interesting opportunities that arise with Tyrogue. I don't think he's close enough to actually KO Mewtwo with Tyrogue. I know it's hard to see the damage counters, but I'm pretty darn sure. I'm almost entirely positive that he can't do that. But a plus power and Mischievous Punch would knock out the one Celebi that has 2 damage counters on it. And then... but I'm totally wrong. He's just going to Juniper away that Tyrogue, so he's just thinning his hand. And he's going to Dynamotor 1 to Thundurus. So now he's just going to be able to Strong Volt and take 2 prizes. So Ty takes back the lead now. And he's put a lot of pressure on Kevin. That Zekrom could retreat potentially under Skyo Bridge and KO the Mewtwo back if he tries to attack with it. There don't seem to be that many prizes he can take with Catcher that would be too vital. He's going to double plus power using Junk Arm, triple plus power, and Pont. So Kevin's going big here. If he were to kill a Zekrom EX, it would bring him down to a single prize. However, that means that if Ty had the Mewtwo, that Ty would be able to revenge that pretty much regardless of what else is in his hand, just by promoting Thundurus and double Dynamotoring. Kevin actually draws one too many cards, but Kevin and Ty are pretty chill with each other, and shuffle it back in. So you need 180 damage, which would be 9 energies between them, but he's got 3 plus powers down. So you have to do 150 damage, so you really just need 8 energy now. So if Kevin had the Grass DCE, he could take KO, or if he had the 2 Grass and plus power again, or if he could somehow, So Kevin's going to take the interesting route of moving the energy with Shaman to prevent a Revenge Mewtwo KO, and that looks like that's a Mewtwo. He's going to bench it, attach an energy, double Dynamotor, and he's going to be able to X-Ball for 200 and game. So that's game 2, guys. Ty wins in 2. Thanks for watching. I have videos of the finals with Ty in them, but hopefully I will see you guys in the conclusion of Ty's journey at Arkansas State, and I will catch you guys later.